Can you guys hear us? Like I said, okay, we are here. What's up, everybody? So sorry for the delay. We had a little technical difficulties, but we're here.
Yes.
We're here again.
Thank God.
Episode 9 of season 3. How y'all doing? Did y'all miss us? It's been like 3 weeks since we've been on. But you're watching With All Due Respect with Shantice and V, where we are addressing issues most related to us millennials and correcting our mindsets through scripture, truth, and transparency. And if you were not on with us on our last episode, you missed one heck of a transparency.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It has been the buzz of the town. Well, maybe not your town, but my town, where people know me. And even a couple of people who don't really know me. I was getting a little feedback, and I was like, oh, people were really watching. All right.
Nice.
All right. I see what's happening here. But we had to touch on that human trafficking last week.
Yes. Prevention and awareness. And it was deep. I love the game. And
the game was good.
Yeah,
the game was hilarious.
participation
The participation, yes.
It was amazing. But those stories,
horrible.
Heartbreaking.
And you know what really stuck with me too? Learning that 50% of the human trafficking victims are caught up by family members.
Yes.
That is sick.
Yes.
And they ain't really making no money. They be selling their family members for like $200-$300. Where you going with that? By the time we go to the corner store and get you a Hero, a chopped cheese, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and a soda, you left with about $2.50.
Right.
Where are you going with $200-$300? Horrible. But you have to make sure that you go back and watch, because there will, especially with the game. V does her thing with the games, and like she said, the participation really had. If you were asleep before the game woke you up. If you were asleep before the game woke you up. Well, while we're talking about that and indulging in what we were talking about and doing last week, we have to make sure that we're paying to these beautiful glasses that we have here tonight, where we always have to address and make sure that it's known what's in our glass, because I will never forget episode 2 of season 1. The feedback we got is that champagne. Oh yeah, like we over here popping bottles of champagne, y'all know.
So we always had to make sure.
Yes, so ever since then, we had to make sure that we let it be known. So V, what's in your glass tonight?
I just have some Arnold Palmer. Now, is that the name of it when there's alcohol in there?
No.
Okay, so yes, just some half and half, half tea, half lemonade. Some Arnold Palmer is my drink of choice most of these episodes. But for tonight as well. What about you? What do you have in your glass?
I have an Alosa. It's exclusive, y'all. Let me tell y'all what an Alosa is. It's ginger ale and orange juice. But because I didn't get another type of juice, and I've been slacking and drinking my orange juice. You're not supposed to drink too much orange juice because it is packed with sugar. However, it is good for you. And I can't do the pulp in the orange juice, but I love ginger ale, y'all. So if you ever want to give me anything for my birthday, you might want to skip to my little on over to BJ's and get me like the 24 pack and get the big red bowl. And you might want to slide a few hundreds in there. Make sure that it's at least a 24 pack of ginger ale. We have to give a shout out to Craft Corner. Go to C Corner 50 on Instagram. Hit up our girl Nicole. She personalizes all of our With All Due Respect glass and cupware. Even for if you watch Due Time with Pastor Steph every Monday through Friday morning, her handy dandy huge mug. I don't know how she
tumbler.
Yes, out of that huge thing every morning. But Craft Corner designed that as well, personalized that as well. But do not go anywhere. Grab yourself a virgin cocktail or some water if you haven't drunk water all day today, while we pay a visit to our trusted sponsor. We'll be right back. Did y'all see those beautiful, wonderful Black History Month shirts paying homage to Sojourner Truth, to Frederick Douglass, from Irony? Yes, wait, am I blocking it? Which way should I go? Irony, y'all. Yes. So I was honored to be a part of a dynamic Black History Month fashion show last year. And those were the shirts that I was asked to design and get a little creative. And I definitely want to make sure I stepped away from the typical ones that we hear so much about all the time, the Martin Luther the King, Malcolm X. You know, we hear about them all the time. Sojourner Truth a little bit, but I learned a whole lot about Sojourner Truth with designing that shirt. Yes, that I did not know, like her Ain't I a Woman poem. I love that poem. I just learned about it last year. I don't know where I've been. I wasn't just born. But y'all have to make sure that you're tapping into Black inventors, Black historians, trailblazers, Black innovators, Black creatives that are not typically spoken of every single month. And we're trying to extend this to Black History Year, y'all, just like we did last year. We're tired of just the 28 days. We need to rise as a people, y'all, and get it together.
And it's crazy because I learned so much more when Pastor Steph decided to do the Black History Year. And I learned in Black History Month. So it definitely helps to extend it and just keep learning and teaching your young ones, because these videos about these kids, the Black history information,
what was they getting?
It's just hilarious. They ain't getting nothing. That's the point. But
only learn about Martin Luther the King. He was not the only Black trailblazer. Okay, he was very important, very crucial in our Black history, but he was not alone. So yes, make sure that you teach them.
Yes.
Let's see who we have in the room with us tonight. Oh, we have Pastor Steph.
Hey, thanks for joining.
Yes, we have our boy Serge in the room.
Hey, Serge.
We have Ketty, of course.
Hey, Miss Ketty.
We have Mariah.
Hi, Mariah.
Yes, Pastor Steph says the games are always fantastic. They sure are. We need to start trademarking these games so we go somewhere else and start seeing them in other places. Mariah says that the game was really fun.
Oh, we got Pastor KL on. Hey, Pastor KL. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, Ketty said I was awake. Yes. Those games. Serge says, I agree that the games are a bonus because the whole show is awesome. Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay, what we got? Mariah says, Ketty's agreeing with Serge. Mariah says the games are also very entertaining and keeps me interested. Oh,
nice. Ketty says the shirts are awesome. Anika says the shirts are great. My favorite are the sweatshirts. I'm always anticipating sweater weather so I can put on my It's Personalized sweaters every season. So I agree, Anika.
She wants to wear them to the beach, y'all. If you catch me at the beach
with my sweatshirt on, don't mind me.
Don't mind me. Mind her. Call someone for help. Because if you're at the beach, that means it's too hot for a sweatshirt. Okay? Well, yes, Anika says, yes, Viv. Yeah, y'all can go ahead. Y'all can have the cold weather. I love the summer. Trying to start designing some more bathing suit cover-ups because that's what I anticipate.
I can't find mine, so I need another.
What? Design another one. Okay, so we had to bring back one of our original segments. What are the streets saying? And I was just casually watching something that I thought I would like, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I came across a couple of comments, but one statement I should say, in particular, that had me like, what? Anika, you can go ahead and play that. The streets, what are the streets? What are the streets saying?
About burning CDs. I made a living stealing and burning CDs.
So you bootlegging?
Yes, bootlegging and boosting. That's why they used to call me Boo Boo.
You showed me with crack, and then you like I think that legal, like legal.
Yeah, no. But drugs is way worse than stealing. No, for real, because somebody can die.
I need
to hear it again.
Yeah.
Okay, Anika, can you play one more time, please? Technical difficulties. We're so sorry. Can you cue that one more time, please? What are the streets? What are the streets? What are the streets saying?
About burning CDs. I made a living stealing and burning CDs.
So you bootlegging?
Yes, bootlegging and boosting. That's why they used to call me Boo Boo.
You showed me with crack, and then you like I think that legal, like legal.
Yeah, no. But drugs is way worse than stealing. No, for real, because somebody can die.
But she knows she's live on the air saying this.
And I'm gonna start with saying I love Just Hilarious. I love her. I became a fan of hers from when she was on Wild 'N Out. And I love seeing her on The Breakfast Club because it showed her versatility. It showed her professionalism, that she's not only a comedian, she's not only a freestyle comedian, but she can be professional. If you watch The Breakfast Club podcast, that's now streaming on Netflix, you get to see the versatility. You really get to see. I love it. Because even in her, she knows when to switch it up. She knows like when it's time to speak serious, when she could throw a little joke in there every now and then, and when it's time to just always joke. But this was a little concerning for me because I love the transparency. I used to make a living as a booster. You know, I did the burning of the CDs. I did the stealing. You know, that's why they call me Boo Boo. And but no, I ain't do nothing with the crack. You know, because I was just stealing. You know, and so with drugs, someone can die. Can't people die from stealing too?
I mean, yeah. Then Pastor Steph cover a story this week or last week about somebody who decided to walk up in somebody's house and got shot up.
Or how about the crackhead who went to steal the stove, and because of that, somebody died. So you had two in one. You had the drug addict and the thief in one. And because the drug addict needed to steal in order to get high, he went and stole something he had no business stealing, the stove that was connected to the gas line, y'all. If you didn't hear that story on the news or on social media, you have to go to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. I believe that was Wednesday. No, it wasn't Wednesday because Pastor Kale was on. Tuesday? Monday it was on. But I thought I was talking about it. Either way, just go back and watch Monday through Friday because that was just ridiculous. But I thought it was very important to bring this up because, especially as millennials, we love to gauge what's good, right? What's bad, but that wasn't bad. Like I stole, but I ain't still. You know, I got high, but I ain't smoked the crack. I just smoked the weed. And it's like, you're still smoking drugs. You know, so what comes to mind for you, V, when you hear how people try to rationalize the difference between I did this, but I ain't do that?
It's just a way for them to make themselves feel better for doing what they do. Because you still did something wrong, whether it was a little wrong or big wrong. But it's just a way to justify. It's just a way to make yourself feel a little less guilty. Because I was stealing in my neighborhood, but I wasn't selling crack in my neighborhood. So it's silly. And but you know, before coming to God, I would have agreed because I just hate the Black community. Like I really do. I really do. It's just so sad what we do to one another. I really feel like if they decided to throw us all in the projects, we should have made them projects mansions and proved them wrong. But yet, when you go inside the projects, you see the drug dealers in the hallways, you see the drug addicts on the street, you see the nastiness everywhere, and it's just very annoying. So before I knew better, I would have agreed. At least I ain't sell drugs. But now it's like wrong is wrong. Yeah. Wrong is wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think what really caught me off was more of the explanation than the, oh, I ain't do that part though. You know, because of course, especially the type of drug, because that's something that Pastor Steph highlighted too, and it did come to mind for me as well. Especially even with yesterday when she brought up about the Olive Garden employee who was high off PCP and went and tried to take a bath in the deep fryer. And it's like, but PCP, I remember watching South Central. If you're a movie buff, you know the movie South Central, I think that came out like 92. That's when PCP was popping like that. It is now 2026. How are we still doing the drugs that crack came out in the 80s? We are almost at 2030. Who's still looking? I don't even know if I'd be bold enough to walk up to a drug dealer like, like, yeah, forget all that new stuff. What about that crack though? I don't know. And please forgive me, please, because we're intentionally speaking to people our age, and there are some people our age who have parents who were on that drug during that era. So it's no shade directly. Again, it has everything also to do with, as stupid as it sounds sometimes, to see the rationalizing. It's like I was saying, don't these things have an expiration date? Like, okay, how long am I gonna be doing this? Am I too old to be doing certain things?
To us, yes. But to them, I guess as long as they can afford it.
But you can't if you're still in the stove.
But we ain't talking about that. I would hope that he or people like him have not been on crack since the 80s, and you now still thieving in order to get your high.
I don't know. Either you relapse, maybe, because it's a real sad day. I'm thinking about if you're brand new to crack in 2026. And you that quick got that desperate to now steal the connected stove. we have to stop trying to rationalize, y'all, how this is supposed to be going. We have to stop thinking, oh, at least I don't do that. Because like V said, bad is bad, sin is sin. God doesn't look and say, okay, well, you sin to the 9th power, but you sin to the 13th power, so you just out of here. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He is a just God. He shows no partiality, meaning he shows no favoritism. So we really have to make sure that we're not playing that game as well. Wait, we got a few comments. Okay, we have, wow, Pastor KO lying. Wait. Before we get to that,
we got Vernell on. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Teresa says, I asked my class who was the person who made invention with peanut butter.
They said Donald Trump. After reading a book about Black inventors. Child.
I think we can end the show here. Thank you. Donald Trump.
Wait. So that you read a book about Black inventors, and the person who made the peanut butter was in that book, and they still said Donald Trump? I have questions. I have so many questions.
Wait. Nika says, at least she's not smoking crack. Yes, we knew someone. That was her punchline with everything. If you thought something was bad, her punchline was, well, at least they ain't smoking crack. Anika says, yeah, the 3 boys that got killed trying to rob a house.
Yep.
Yes. They who you would have thought they was on something. The way they were acting like animals breaking into this man's house. And see, this is what happens when you don't watch movies. Because had they watched Don't Breathe, they would have known not to do that. If you did watch Don't Breathe, go ahead and watch that and watch that footage of them trying to break up in there. Mariah says, I mean, it's still wrong at the end of the day. Absolutely. Pastor K was talking about I love South Central. You ain't watched no South Central. Who was in it? Real quick. Give me a character's name. Real quick. Teresa says, who's still smoking crack? Sir says, we're trying to weigh the wrong, but it's still wrong. You smack me, then you're going to say, I didn't smack you hard. Ma'am, you smacked me. That's the problem. Yo! Remember that?
Yes.
People would hit, kids would hit you, and then you hit them back harder. And like, well, I ain't hit you that hard. How do you know? You swung and then jumped on the other side of your swing and felt
it, right?
How do you know? I don't understand that. Teresa says drugs got stronger.
Yes.
And make you dumber. Pastor Steph says, who is still making crack?
Truly. That's true. Forget who's still smoking it. Who is still making it? That is so true.
When they get asked if they got it, and I gotta say no, you know what that means? I just lost the sale. Now I gotta go make it because it's still on demand. That's why. We can't get a crack dealer on here.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Pastor Steph says, who starts smoking crack at 40? Miss Kenny says, believe it or not, people in their 50s are smoking.
But they just start at 50, right, Kenny? They just start at 50.
First, they said George Washington, the white guy, which was half true. George Washington Carver. Child, this is why I say if you got kids, whether they nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, cousins, neighbors, please.
Strangers.
Please teach your kids.
Just walk around with some black people in a photo album and just start opening it and saying the name and saying the invention, because that is horrible. But yes, y'all, we have to stop. Despite what the streets are saying, we must stop trying to rationalize sin. Because doing wrong is sin. There's no other way to look at it. There's no other way to think about it. I know we like to try to think my bad ain't as bad as your bad, but it's still bad. No matter how many bads you put, it's bad.
And it really makes me question your character if you're today years old talking about what you did back then, but still justifying what you did. That means you ain't learned from what you did. There's no regret there. You saying it like you bragging about it. But moving on.
I don't know what's the rationale. Jess, I love you. But you're just like all the rest of us. We just sometimes need that correction. We need that correction. We had some awarenesses this month.
Yes.
Some really every month it's like that's an awareness.
Right. And it's like every year we go and look for awarenesses. It's like we find something new every year. Yes. I didn't know about this one, which is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. And I don't know if I should do the Don't Claim That first or our content that we got from one of our viewers. Let's do the Don't Claim That first.
Okay.
We're gonna do the Don't Claim That. Don't claim that. I can't tell them that. Don't claim that. So we often keep things to ourselves until we're forced to speak. We stay quiet until it hits our front door. But by then, the damage is already done. We need to speak to our children before they find themselves in the same situations we were in. Silence does not spare them. It leaves them unprepared. Again, if you have children, whether it's your sister, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter, your neighbor, please teach them, not just about Black history, but in general. If you have been through something, share that information with them. Why is it a problem to claim? I can't tell them that. Silence removes language. If they're not hearing it, they don't know how to tell it. So you're taking that away from them. Teens can't name abuse if no one ever names it for them. I remember when I was in college, we read this book about molestation and rape. And he told us the story of the young girl whose father, they were basically in a relationship like husband and wife, to his daughter. And she did not know anything was wrong with that until she got in college and started reading about it.
Wow.
Silence removes language. They do not know what's wrong until someone introduces it to them sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. It normalizes secrecy. When adults avoid hard conversations, teens learn to hide hard situations. So if you're not talking, they ain't talking.
Mm-hmm.
It protects comfort, not kids. So you're not saying what you could be saying because it makes you feel comfortable. And that's not helping your children. That's only helping you. So make sure.
Say that part again.
Avoidance often shows adult discomfort.
Yes.
While teens remain exposed. So just because you're not telling them about it doesn't mean they're not exposed to it. Doesn't mean they're not experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean they don't know someone else who's experiencing it and they don't even realize that it's wrong. Or they don't know what to say to that person because they've never been talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
It delays help seeking. Teens wait longer to speak up because they don't know what qualifies as serious enough. And I have been in so many conversations with young adults where they are just so oblivious on how serious situations are.
Wow.
When they start talking about things that the teachers or staff in their school are doing and they're telling it to us as
they're just talking.
Yeah, just talking. Like, oh, my teacher did this corny thing or this stupid thing. And I'm like, did you tell somebody about that? Because they shouldn't be saying that. They shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
So yes, teens wait longer to speak up because they don't know what qualifies as serious enough. It reinforces shame. If adults can't talk about it, teens assume it's something to be embarrassed about. Ain't that the truth?
And a shame.
Yes. How can we fix it? Share age-appropriate truths. Now, we ain't telling you to go tell your 4-year-old something crazy because I told you, you got to tell it. Make sure it's age-appropriate. Make sure they're able to understand that you don't need details. You need clarity. Name the signs out loud. Control means this. Isolation looks like this. Fear is this. Constantly checking in. Disrespect disguised as love looks like this. Make sure you're telling them and you're giving them this vocabulary. You're giving them these signs. You're letting them know what to look out for. Because if you're not teaching them, then they don't know. Create open door language. Say things like, if anything ever feels wrong, if you don't feel right, if something feels off, you can always tell me. Repeat the message. Safety conversations aren't one and done. You have to continuously talk to them, continuously ask questions, continuously keep them in that mode of telling you. Like, I can't stand people whose kids come home from school and you ain't asking them about their day.
It's all about your day.
Get them in the mode of coming home and telling you what happened today, even if it's trivial things. Again, talking to these kids, they're telling you things just to tell you. They don't even realize what they're telling you.
Right.
Get them in the mode of talking. And they can't do that if you ain't talking.
Mm-hmm.
So model honesty. Let teens see that hard topics don't scare you. And of course, another way to fix it is to pray. And again, we're talking to the millennials because even though it's Teen Dating Awareness Month, we are millennials. We're not teens. So we're talking to the millennials who are now in a position to take this responsibility.
Right.
We're praying for courage to speak even when it's uncomfortable. We're praying for wisdom to know what to share and how to share it. We're praying for discernment to recognize warning signs early. You can't recognize the warning signs if you ain't talking.
Right.
Healing, so our silence isn't driven by our own unresolved pain. And we're praying for protection over the teens that are connected to us. Make sure you are keeping these children lifted in prayer. Even if their age does not end with teen, please keep them lifted in prayer. Keep your kids lifted in prayer at all times. So teen dating violence isn't just a teen issue. Again, we're speaking directly to the millennials.
Yes.
It is our responsibility to share our testimony to save someone else from having to live that testimony. So do not be ashamed to tell it. Just make sure that you're praying for yourself, you're praying for the strength, you're praying for the guidance, and make sure that you're telling it in a way that is appropriate for the child to understand. And you're not saying it to scare them, but you're saying it so that they can be aware and prepared to deal with this.
Yes.
So we had a viewer submit a story, anonymous, about her experience with teen dating violence.
Okay.
So I'm going to read exactly what she wrote. Being in an abusive relationship at such a young age can and will traumatize you. I mistaking it for love and also protection. My abuse did not start when I got in the relationship, but the abuse started as a child. I was molested at the age of 5 years old by an older family member. I never told anyone about this until I was about 13 years old. It wasn't an ongoing situation. It was an inappropriate act that I should have never experienced at my young age. Even though I was young, I knew it was wrong for that person to do. I spent years on after that scared to be in the presence of any guy. I was thinking anytime I was going to be around a guy, he surely would have took advantage of me. Thankfully, I was never in that person's presence again at a young age. He actually got incarcerated for another reason. What that abuse led up to was me being curious about my body, but also wanting protection from guys. At a young age, I had a boyfriend. Never understood what a boyfriend was. I just knew he can fight and he was cute. At 13, it seemed so innocent. It's the puppy love phase. They do anything for you. One of the first things that I noticed was he was disrespectful to his mother. He had no respect for her. She was a nice woman. She took care of him and can tell she was a caring mom, but he was so disrespectful. That was the first sign. I should have known a guy who has no respect for his mom will never have respect for his woman. I looked at it like, well, he's not treating me like that, so it didn't bother me. Fast forward to me being about 18 years old. I just graduated high school and was excited about starting college. I remember I went to college orientation and then after visited my mom. At the time, my boyfriend then, we were living together at his mother's house with our 1-year-old son we had together. I remember coming back to his house, and when I walked through the door, he questioned me about why I was coming back late. I never told him I went to visit my mom. I looked at him and didn't answer him because I'm thinking, why is he questioning me like that? He followed me into the room. Can't really recall why he was so upset. I just remember his mom being behind him and telling him to leave me alone. He closed the door in her face. And when I turned around, he punched me right in my face. My eyes swollen up instantly. I remember crying so loudly, his mom made him open the door. I ran out the room, looked at my face and cried. He felt bad, of course. He apologized, but it never changed his behavior. He got more controlling and more abusive. I stayed, as always, thinking if I do better with him, he won't hurt me anymore. The abuse only got worse. I had a gun pulled out on me. I got choked out outside and left unconscious. I prayed over and over again to get out of the relationship. I never had the strength to leave on my own. God had his plan for me. I no longer had to fight those battles. God put someone else in my life that protected me from him. And that was my daughter. May sound crazy. Why have another baby with someone who did all this to you? It won't always work, but it definitely humbled his heart. We didn't continue our relationship. We were able to co-parent as friends while we raised our kids. Today, I'm proud to say he is no longer that kind of man. I prayed for his woman that she never experienced what I've been through, and I'm happy to say she hasn't. But it was really his daughter that changed him. To anyone who is in an abusive relationship, my advice would be it's not love, nor is it protection. No man should have power over you in that way. Don't stay. Get away from it as fast as you can. Love yourself more than you expect from any boy or man to love you. If the disrespect is loud, the abuse is going to be louder. It's not worth your mental or your physical to go through it. Wow.
Did she give her age? I know she was a teenager. Did she give her age when?
She said she was 18 when it started.
18. Had a gun pulled out on her and left her unconscious. Before we get into that, let's get into these comments that we have. Okay, Mariah says, I love this segment. Pastor KL says, Byron Mins.
And Ray Ray.
You know what? He looked that up because I don't know who Byron Mins is. We're going to come back to that, Pastor KL. Okay, Serge says, those crackheads never fall when they be leaning forward towards the ground. It's intense to see because you be like, oh, wait, they're going to fall now. Nope. Not yet. It's so true, though. It's so true, though. Okay, so it says, yes, speak to your kids. The enemy is targeting them in their daily lives and pray for the kids, please. Absolutely. Pastor Steph says, when we delay talking, we allow them to believe anything. Let them learn from you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amen. We have a check-in from Majesty.
Hey,
what's up,
thanks
Majesty?
for joining us.
Thank you for tuning in. Anika says, yes, close the gap from them learning from you and not from the streets or their friends.
Yes.
Teresa says, you have to teach this new generation explicitly, no parables, for real. You guys just let it be. You gotta be blunt with the 5-year-old. Like, listen, this is what's going on. Sari says, yes, talking to them will help give them a way to socialize with their peers and others.
Yeah.
Mariah says, oh no, this is very sad. Anika says, wow, thank God for his protection. Even when we aren't paying attention to him, she could have died at any point.
Yeah.
Mariah says, how are you going to say sorry and do the same thing, even worse than before? Go ahead, girl.
Yes.
That's pay attention. Stay woke. Because people who say, I'm sorry, and like you just asked, do it all over again, they're not sorry, and they're going to do it again. So pick up on that pattern, and that's not just with the opposite sex. It can be with your same-sex friends or whomever, but pay attention to that pattern. But as you were reading, V, and you were saying about, let your parents know, my mother has been through a lot, and she's actually a heavy advocate for domestic violence because she's a survivor. And I remember at about 14, 15 years old, because she saw how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs I was going over boys. She was like, all right, I'm gonna have to start putting you on to some things, because since you is acting like you gonna run around here like you ain't got no sense, you need to pay attention and look for certain things. And bit by bit, as I was getting older, she would tell me this, and then she would tell me that, and then she would tell me that. So you're right. You have to know your child.
Yeah.
You have to know your children. Some children can't handle anything, but you still have to inform them. Other kids, they can stomach a lot, but you still got to inform them. So you just have to make sure you, like you said, ask for discernment from God so that you know how to talk to your child or your children. Because like Pastor Steph said, and I think Anika says, you teach them or the streets going to teach them. Somebody going to teach them. They're going to learn, especially with these schools. We can't even trust the schools to teach our kids the right thing anymore. So you really going to have to be on point.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, viewer, for submitting that.
Yes, thank you.
That was heavy. Oh, wait, we have another from Vernell. She says, this is so true. A man that don't respect his own mother will never respect the woman he is with. Absolutely. And I think Pastor Steph highlighted that this week on her show as well. Pay attention, and it's true. Pay attention to how these men treat their mothers. They disregard their mothers, or here's another one. I'm not necessarily doing anything wrong, but I'm always complaining about my mother. There's still something wrong with them. If it's always a complaint. So you may not witness or hear about them slamming the door in the mother's face or putting their hands on the mother or verbally disrespecting. But if all they have to do is complain, you have to like do your own private investigation, because people tell you a whole lot. Oh my gosh. And then when you get to see the other side, It's not all the time like they're wrong or that they lied, but you be like, bruh, you would have had me get ready to conspire her murder.
Right.
Sitting here listening.
Right. That's why
I let you tell the story.
Yep.
Yes.
Then when you hear what they're complaining about, it's like, really? So make sure you're asking questions and just stop letting this keep you quiet because of shame. That's the only reason somebody would be quiet about something that they went through like this.
Right.
Because you feel shamed about it. So let's make sure that we're conquering that shame, that spirit of shame, and we're telling our story. God didn't allow you to make it through it for you to be quiet about it.
Absolutely.
But we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back with the rest of tonight's episode. Don't go anywhere.
I don't remember how all of this started, but with everything that's been going on, I really don't see another way. I don't see how I'm gonna get past this. I'm just so tired of all the abuse. There's no hope because I don't have another way out. Like, with all the stuff going on at home and with Tim and my family and my friends, I just don't see another way out. So
Whew. Intense.
Very.
And that is actually a clip from one of Pastor Steph's domestic violence videos that she made. So if you go into the bio of this live, the link to the rest of that video is there. She did a lot of research. She was very transparent about her own experiences. Make sure you go ahead. I love how they put the clip, talk to your team. That just emphasizes everything we just got finished saying, because we got to make sure, y'all, we teaching these kids how to rise as a people.
Yeah, but before we go any further, I want to make sure we give the information for the 24/7 hotlines that are available to you. If you need it, you can call 800-799-7233. And of course, in this day and age, you can also text. You can text 88788. And there are people there who can help you 24 hours, 7 days a week. And again, if you are not going through it, but you know someone who is or who may be going through domestic violence, you can reach out to these numbers for them to get them some help. So we always want to make sure that we're giving that information out to you if you need it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have Mariah who says, poor girl, I really hope she can get out of this. Yes, and the hotline has been provided in the comments as well. And Ketty agrees with Mariah. And so unfortunately in that clip, she felt the only way out was to kill herself because, like she said, no matter which way she turned, everything was just too much for her. So, but for other young ladies, other young women, elderly women, men, because boys go through it too. There are teenage boys being abused by their girlfriends as well. It's just highlighted mainly with the females. So we have to make sure that we're paying attention to that. But in addition to highlighting this very important awareness, we also wanted to make sure we took a little bit of time to highlight another awareness, which is self-care awareness. And I, for one, have become so annoyed with hearing and reading hashtag self-care Sundays, self-care, face routines, this, that, and the third, self-care. Meanwhile, we're looking at a whole lot of slow, dysfunctional people walking around here. I'm trying to figure out who you caring for if it's this whole self-care, but everybody losing their mind. So I wanted to pull up a couple of facts real quick and give the difference between self-care and godly care. And there is a big difference. When you're talking about the regular average self-care, that typically has everything to do with pampering yourself, your own personal, how is this going to affect me? So that's why it has everything to do with the adorning of my outer self. My face routine, my hair routine, working out, my self-care has everything to do about, am I going to look good for the next female, even as a female? Because a lot of times, if you didn't already know, women are in competition with other women. Women don't really get BBLs and breast implants for men. It's so that when they look at the next woman, they feel superior over her. It has very little to do with the men. Just in case you didn't know. There's a lot of people who know, and there's a lot of people who don't know. It has everything to do with adorning the outer you. I can't say nobody. Very few people pay attention to real self-care, godly care, and they also phrase that soul care, where you're talking about taking care of the inner you. Because regular self-care that's promoted on social media, all that has everything to do with self-indulgence, has everything to do with secular self-care, when you're escaping stress and you're trying to run away from what the world has to offer. But typically you run away through alcohol, you run away through sex, you run away through socializing, partying. That's how you run away. When you notice, when you're in God and you feel the need to separate, you do it in a much more healthy way. You go and you pick up your Bible. You go and you pray. You go and you meditate on his words. Sometimes you may just want to stay at home and watch a movie by yourself. It's not about you being around other people. It's not about you trying to make it about you, even though it's self-care, because you're understanding, listen, if the inside you is ugly, it don't matter how many face routines, which products you're using, none of that is going to matter. You're going to do all of that just for the people who it really matters to still look at you and be like, bye. And you done spent money on Fenty products. You done spent money on lingerie. Especially now that Valentine's Day is coming up, please. And if you haven't already, we have 2 previous episodes where we speak about the origin of Valentine's Day and how, whether you're married or not, you ain't got no business celebrating. Go back and watch. But especially with this holiday, pagan holiday, being highlighted, it's all about self-care now, because I got to live right for my man. Even to the point, y'all, let me tell y'all how twisted we are, right? So we're talking about self-care. Self-care is supposed to be about taking care of the inside you first and then the outer you. Let me tell you how we're not taking care of ourselves, right? We done extended this to Galentine's Day now. Isn't that how you pronounce it? So I don't have a man. I now get with my other females who either don't have a man or they tired of their man. And on Valentine's Day Eve, we now get together, we cook, and we make drinks or whatever, and we're celebrating Valentine's Day together, or we go out. if I ain't got a man, isn't that a sign to work on me? I mean, I'm just saying, because I'm single. I'm single. I've been single since, minus the relapses. I've been single for about whatever amount of time. I ain't with nobody, right? Even though I'm not dreading it the way that I was, whenever I get those quick little moments of like, oh, I wish I had someone. And then that quickly fades, by the way, just so you know, because then I think about TV time, I got to share and all that. It starts becoming as appealing, you know. But, you know, I get those quick moments, but then I'm like, Dad, God, okay, so you gave me word back in 2018 to go on a dating hiatus. It's almost 10 years later. How bad am I? Okay, because it's real easy to blame the next person. How bad am I, or how bad is it out there that you're still protecting me from just moving the way I was moving out there? Because see, I never dated. It was, I look at you, you look at me, I like the way you look, we go together. Like, that's it. We're exclusive. Yeah. I wish you would go try to talk to somebody else. I never dated. I think it was one time I thought I was doing something and he kept asking me like, oh, let's like make it exclusive. And I was like, no, we gotta date. I did that for 3 months. I told my mother, she was like, hey, you ain't do nothing. I crushed my little spirit. I really thought I did something. But I know that's how I moved. And God is really showing me like, you can't move like this now. So while I'm in here trying to figure out how to pamper myself on the outside, and now, especially now that it's all about posting it, how am I got to get the right color roll, and I got to get the right color towel to match the roll, and I got to make sure I'm using certain products. I can't use bootleg products on camera and all that. For who? For the same broke person, and not just broke financially, because you could be broke mentally and emotionally as well, spiritually as well. For these broke people, for this broken person. So as I'm taking the time to do this, how many verses have I read today? How many verses have I meditated on today? Have I called my church family and spoken to them and made room for them to tell me whatever God has given them to tell me? No, because it's all about self-indulgence and how I look on the outside. Do you get involved with that whole self-care thingy-majiggy-wiggy?
Not as often as I probably should, in the sense of just taking care of my outer appearance. No, I don't. And even when I try, like I said in the last episode when we talked about self-care, what has it been, a year? 2 years? And I'm still in the same predicament where I go and I have all the intentions in the world to be consistent. I always fall off. Always fall off.
Because, you know, people don't understand when you take on certain things, you are taking on a huge responsibility when you figure, I want to do this whole self-care thing, right? Especially when you learn what it really means. So I will never forget, shout out to Elder Natisha Moore. I will never forget when I was having a conversation with her about 3 years ago, maybe more. And she said, you keep craving discipline. There is no discipline without healing. So you need to heal from whatever you need to heal from. How do you heal? You don't heal through skin routines. You don't. You have to dig deep. And this is why a lot of people run from God and run from church, because nobody likes to look at them and see imperfection. And people know they ain't about nothing. People know they jacked up. People know, you know, okay? But you don't really want that mirror here for real, like, damn. So when God starts doing that, you run like a big punk. You run because you don't want to see that. But you can't now, okay, so you know what? I want to take better care of my hair. I want to take better care of my skin. Not just my face, but my whole body. But if you don't take care of the parts of you that matter, you're going to start falling off from that before you even start.
Because again, we talked about it previously. If you're not taking care of your mental, let's just say that. If you don't start with your mental health, then anything you do to your outer appearance is not going to matter, because you're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to be able to catch it. Even if you're being consistent, even if everybody else can see it, if you're not starting with the inward part of you, the outward part of you is not going to matter.
What is it going to matter? How I don't take care of my mental, but now about all these products, what does it matter when I throw them all across the wall because I'm mad?
Right.
I don't know how to manage my anger. And I was the type of person when I would get angry at a certain point, I threw stuff, even important stuff. I'll never forget one time I threw my phone. This is when Blackberries was out and it was popping. I threw my phone so hard against the wall, the ball popped out. Now, if you remember Blackberries, you could not operate the phone without the ball. The ball was how you navigated. So you know what I had to do? Back then, I always cut my nails done. Like Coco from SWV, long tips. I had to put my nail inside where the ball was and navigate it like that. So I had to make a call. I had to put my nail in and go to whatever settings to do that. I wanted to text. I had to put my nail in and get it down to the text so I could text. Breaking my own stuff because I would get that mad to where I would throw something that I need. Whether it was an expensive phone or not. It's a phone. I need it. So now I'm traveling to someone's house. I don't know where they live. And now I'm in there, the hallway they building with the nail and the phone. Like, what apartment did you say again? Hello? Looking stupid. Because I don't know how to manage my anger. Listen, ladies, especially ladies, men do self-care as well. But again, it's not highlighted as much. But men also, because it is, don't get us wrong, it is very important that you take care of your physical appearance. Because especially if God has chosen you to minister, you can't be ugly with stink breath walking up to people talking about Jesus saves. It ain't going to matter. You'd rather go to hell, okay, than to have somebody with missing teeth, breath stinking, underarms stinking, don't comb, brush their hair, none of that. Buttons all wrong. You're not focused on how Jesus saves. You focused on the messenger. So God is realistic. However, that cannot be the first priority. Maintain regular basic hygiene because you don't want to be around you where you stink. And against popular demand, you smell you first. Okay? So when you go around other people and they say you stink, you should say, I know, I smell it too. Don't act like it's a surprise. You know it's you. Your breath stink, you taste it. You know it's you. Stop. We really got to stop. See, self-care. So, and let's talk about this real quick. Hold up. Because that just highlighted something. You ever see a person groomed, but then they go to talk and they breath? It's like, did you skip that part?
No.
You never? Mm-mm. I have. Mm-mm. Have y'all experienced that? Okay, our associate producer is shaking her head. Yes, our experience. They were polished, haircut, hair comb, outfit banging. They went to go talk. It was like, wow.
Yeah, you're right. I have.
Wasn't that a shocker? Because see, my bathroom duties are not done if I don't brush my teeth. You don't exit stage left without brushing your teeth. Okay, so how you get to moisturizing your body, your face,
your beard, all in your face,
but your mouth is just as dry because you ain't never brushed it, which means more than likely you ain't mouthwash either. You ain't floss. So all this backed up here, but you decked out. Come on, y'all. Self-care. Real self-care means taking care of the things that matter and what matters to God. God told Samuel in the Old Testament when he was going to look for the next king of Israel. Oh, that one looks good because he's built like this. And God said, stop looking at the outer appearance. The person that God chose was a little puny little boy, while Samuel the prophet was looking at all the statues of the other men, which made sense because you're thinking about a king. So you're thinking about, physical abilities. His physical abilities outweighed theirs. So we have to really make sure we understand, listen, God has given us healing properties, which was a whole book of holistic, natural recipes. God gave our pastor back in 2016. He addressed issues like psoriasis, eczema, alopecia, which is what I suffer from, sore throat, a dirty neck. He addressed everything. Everything. You know, some people got that little dirt mark on the back, which I don't understand. It's like they go everywhere but there. Yeah, he addressed even that. Recipe for lip balm, all of that. I use a lot of those recipes. Okay, so the products you use are important as well, because as we're learning, people are putting, what is that? THC or whatever it is, whatever the weed stuff is.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They putting that stuff in the products, which makes no sense at all. But whatever. But make sure you're understanding what real self-care is, y'all. But while y'all marinating on that definition, make sure y'all stay tuned. We're going to go into this quick commercial break, and we will be right back. Everybody, it's your girl Shantice
and your girl V,
and you're watching With All Due Respect with Shantice and V. Okay, we must give a shout out. We highlighted Healing Properties, which is a natural beauty brand that God gave us. And we must also highlight Akusa Gibson, the author of Reclaiming Your Pearls. This is a very transparent self-care book. She speaks on how she had to face God while God was addressing her about her. And in this book, there are questions, there are remarks, there's key takeaways, there's everything. Make sure you go to Amazon, Akusa Gibson, Reclaiming Your Pearls. I haven't finished the book yet. I started reading it, and I love what I've read so far. She incorporates verses that goes along with what God has given her in that particular part of her life. Anything where the author incorporates the word of God directly, make sure you read that, because that proves that they're not just following what they want to think and do. They keep referencing and referring back to God and Jesus. You want to make sure you stick close to authors like that. So Reclaiming Your Pearls on Amazon. Go ahead and pick up your copy. You can't have this one though, because it's one. Okay, so don't be sure.
It's signed and personalized.
Yes. So don't think you about to put in the comments like, give me that copy. No, go ahead and support and get your own. It is worth it. It is worth it. Okay, so
we're talking about our, what does God say?
Yes.
All right, so that's where we take everything that we have talked about and we bring it back to the word of God, because if we ain't bringing it back to the word of God, we ain't doing nothing. So what does God say? I have, let's see which one I want to go to. We have Proverbs 24:11. Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those staggering toward slaughter. And that goes to our don't claim that. Again, we are talking about teen dating violence, but this show specifically is targeting millennials.
Yes.
And if you are a millennial, you are not 18. So we got to bring it back to how this relates to us millennials. And it is because it is our responsibility to train up those under us.
Amen.
And the generations under us, Lord, have mercy. They need it. They need it. Even if they fight it, teach them. Find a way to get up in there, get past the walls, the attitude, the rejection. Find a way, because they need it.
Mm-hmm. Hard. I agree. I second that. And if you need some reinforcement, you can contact me, because I know somebody who is starting a business on beating kids. But yes, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 15 in the Message version reads, God, the Master, the Holy of Israel, has this solemn counsel. Your salvation requires you to turn back to me and stop your silly efforts to save yourselves. Your strength will come from settling down in complete dependence on me, the very thing you've been unwilling to do. And God had to have me meditate on this verse since I think Tuesday night. Because it's like you doing all of these things, but depending on me. So all of these self-care routines, these self-care rituals. I remember when we initially spoke about self-care and V gave how a lot of these self-care rituals are demonic.
Yep.
They fall in line. It's like yoga. It falls in line with how they worship these other gods. If you're worshiping another God outside of the one only true God, you're worshiping the devil. There is no in between. He just tries to camouflage himself behind those idols. Okay. But if you are not turning back to God, if you are trying to do things to keep yourself up, and that applies to the whole domestic violence thing as well. If you're in a domestic violent relationship and you're becoming aware of it, it is now your responsibility to yourself and to your abuser to get out of that and tell someone and get out of it. Don't think you can save yourself. Listen, there is no shade in saying I need help. God says, if you don't know what you're doing, come to me. I will not be condescending to you. Meaning he will never talk down to us because we're going to him saying, I need help again. I know I just came to you at 3:00 and it's 3:02. Sometimes it's 3:00 and 50 seconds. I know you just told me 50 seconds ago, but I need your help again. He's not going to talk down to you. That's why he's here. So make sure that you understand that your strength is only really going to come when you humble yourself and turn to God. And that's when you learn how to truly take care of yourself. That's when you learn to do the things. Really taking care of yourself means doing the things you really don't want to do. It means addressing the things about yourself. Because again, like we said, it doesn't make sense to pamper all of this and the inside of you is rotten and ugly. You have to be willing to put your big girl panties on. Men, put your big boy underwear on and go to God and be like, all right, God, let me know what I really need to do so that I can get into the fun parts. Because being able to do all of this is a bonus. We don't have to look pretty. We don't have to look beautiful. It's a gift. It's a bonus. We can utilize it for the good, but it's a bonus. So make sure you're turning to God for your ultimate help.
Amen. Amen. And now we have our with all due respect statements. And my with all due respect statement is stop being selfish. That goes to our talk about domestic violence, teaching the young ones. That goes to our self-care. Because again, if you are only thinking about self-care when it comes to your physical appearance, but you're not taking care of your inward parts, who else are you damaging? Who else has to deal with this? Who else are you now hurting and breeding and raising and teaching and guiding with the same jacked up mentality that you have? Now you're giving it to somebody else and bringing them up in that same mindset. Stop being selfish. Take care of yourself. Tell your testimonies. Pray on what you need to be able to do all of these things, because it's not just good for you, but it's good for those around you, but then it's also good for you. So make sure you're taking care of yourself holistically in both ways, in all ways, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything. Because one without the other is an incomplete person. So make sure you're taking care of yourself.
I like that. With all due respect, understand where you are in life. These kids are not as dumb as we like to think they are a lot of the times. And if us parents would take the time to train these kids, they would be woke. Again, everybody used to love putting hashtag woke, and there's a lot of sleeping individuals moving around in this world. Then who was woke? That hashtag was popping, 2-3 years ago? That generation didn't die out. They still here. How you so woke, but now you so sleep and so deaf, dumb, and blind to you, about you. You, listen, equip your children, even with this whole friendship thing, because we talk about it all the time. Stop calling somebody your friend, but they just tripped you down a flight of stairs. That's not your friend. Think of another name. It's not a curse. Because I could think of some names. But the question is, should I be using them? Okay? As long as it's a name that the Lord is pleased with. But think of something else. My grandmother used to love to highlight associates, because she always reminded us, she did not say you ain't got no friends. Listen, help them understand so that they do not just look up one day and realize they're in an abusive relationship, whether it's verbal, physical, financial, mental, emotional, or all of the above. Make sure that they understand that, because as Pastor Steph loves to remind us, big messes were once little messes. And if we don't take the time to train them when they're little, this is who we let out into the world for other people to have to deal with. Okay? So make sure you keep that in mind, and make sure you stop thinking about yourself and invest in these children, because they are our future, and we see how our future is going. Okay?
And make sure
I'm scared.
And make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. We have YouTube, A Closer Walk Christian Media Network. We have Instagram.
Wait,
with
what?
all due respect, TV on Instagram, and with all due respect on Facebook. Make sure you're tuning in to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph every Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., where you can find me on Wednesday mornings with your Socially Conscious segment, and Shantice
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday, you can find me on It's Due Time, giving my Switch with Shantice segment, where God gives us a switch tip every week on how to make the switch from the streets to our godly seat. As well as Thursdays, in addition to being on with the crew, I am starting my Pray for Them again, where God is choosing a celebrity. And I'm like, God, you only choosing one? Because, Lord, there's multiple who need prayer. But Pastor Steph asked about Brian, and he is on tonight. Hey, Brian. Thank you for being on. We hope that you were able to get a nice chunk of the show. We got Serge over here talking about now people breath stinking too. See what I'm talking about? Self-care, y'all. Self-care. Okay, thank you, Anika, for highlighting the verses for us. Again, Dee gave that 24-hour hotline for if you are in trouble or in need when it comes to teen domestic violence. 800-799-7233. I'm sure you can be anonymous when you initially call, so make sure you call and start talking. Let it all out so you can get the help that you need. Thank you guys so much for being on with us. We will be back in 2 weeks?
February 20th. We will be back with our final episode of season 3. Yay! Shout out to our crew and our loyal viewers. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath.
Yes.
And we will see you next time. Bye.